Hello guys, and welcome to another Red Life Studio episode. Please subscribe and give me a like, and share my videos if you're enjoying them. Also, feel free to leave me a comment below. Now let's begin with today's stories.
My GF, 24F, cheated on me, 23M, last year and I found out about it. My GF and I completed 5 years of our relationship this year. Last year my GF had told me that a guy at her college likes her, but she turned him down. Although she admitted to being confused about how she felt, she assured me that I'm the one she loves and it was nothing. Subsequent discussions followed, but they always turned into fights, since she accused me of constantly bringing up that incident even though it still bothered me. Also, a very interesting detail, the guy who hit on her also had a long-term girlfriend, and when that guy told his girlfriend about this situation, she accepted him back. My GF gave me this reasoning that since she accepted that guy, why can't I accept my GF since she rejected that guy's advances? Even though what she said sounded absolutely crazy to me, I accepted her back. Fast forward to a few months back, I was going through her Instagram and saw a couple of photos in her story highlights that I hadn't seen previously, and they were of her and that guy. The pictures weren't extremely inappropriate, but they still were inappropriate enough to make me uncomfortable. When I confronted her, it led to a huge argument about how I couldn't let that thing go and constantly brought up the past, and that ultimately made me quit the relationship. Recently we decided to give it another go, and I went through her phone. She was in fact cheating on me with that guy, had told him that she loved him and admitted to kissing him. Now she is saying that she didn't tell me because it didn't mean anything and it was a one-time mistake. She only loves me and she just liked the attention she got from that guy. I was angry on her, but I couldn't even go ballistic on her since she said, and I quote, in her head she knows she fucked up. She is guilty, but her heart can't take anymore. What can I do to get my anger out and make her truly regret what she did? Edit, a few details. When I said I went through her phone, I was shit drunk at the time and it isn't the best thing I've done. Although when I say I went through her phone, I just went through her chat with that guy and I don't remember half of it, just glancing through it and saw the I love you messages. When I confronted her about this at that very moment, she comforted me, but at the same time she deleted her whole chat with that guy and changed her phone's password. I repeatedly asked her to show me her phone again or give me her passwords, since according to her, her worst secret is out and she has nothing else to hide, but she didn't concede to my requests. Also, she has given me suicidal threats in arguments. She admitted to eating painkillers a day after she got caught and then again threatened me when we were talking a few days after this incident. This was late at night and I had no other option but to have my sister call her dad and check on her since my GF wasn't picking her phone after this threat. I admit it was a very small duration, but I was panicking after the painkiller admission, but my sister didn't mention anything about the suicide threats. She simply pretended to be her friend and said that my GF sounded sad and abruptly hung up. Her dad checked on her and my GF was okay. My GF called me back after this the very same night. We talked and even considered therapy as this was a long-ass relationship. I slept and woke up to her long texts where she was blaming me for involving her father and how she'd file a case on me if I ever tried contacting her or anyone from her family. Edit, thank you so much everyone for your support. It really means a lot. We are broken up now, it's been a few weeks. No contact whatsoever. Also, English isn't my first language, so when I said we completed 5 years I meant it as an important milestone. At least it was for me in my head, and not as a brag/competition. Regarding my question, I didn't want to sound vindictive, it's just I have so many pent-up emotions inside of me, and since my ex took little to no responsibility, and used the calling her dad thing as an excuse to escape accountability and cut off contact, I don't know how to process/deal with my emotions. Comment 1. That plus it's hard in today's society to have only had one lover ever. The curiosity and desire to explore other relationships is more than most people can resist, and that's probably not a bad thing. There are very few people who end up with their first adolescent love, and fewer who end up with them without having broken up, dated others and then come back. Comment 2. Met my wife of 14 years at 18 years old. Been together for 16. We drive each other crazy at times, but always try to be kind to each other and be willing to have the hard conversations. There are certain things that will never change in each of us that the other just can't understand. It's part of why we love each other. We give each other a different perspective on things, and it really helps us make better decisions in life. We had a rough patch and separated one time for 6 months. It ended up being a good thing that helped us both recognize ways we've been failing each other. I'm glad we stuck it out. I got lucky. Comment 3. My best friend married the girl that he met in first-year university. They were each other's firsts, and they were honestly a really good match. Not a perfect match, because they had issues they needed to work through, but they really love each other and care for one another, and they have very similar values, which I think is important. Some people get lucky on the first try. Many don't. I had 3 relationships before meeting my wife. None of them were really bad people like OP's girlfriend. In fact, I remained friends with my first girlfriend throughout university. But they just weren't the right fit. I guess one thing I'm thankful for is that I knew when a relationship wasn't working and, as shitty as it felt, I would end it rather than stringing it along for years. Comment 4. I have a family member who met his wife in their freshman year of high school. They dated through high school and college and were married for 40 years until she passed away last year. It's one of those stories that's beautiful and terrifying at the same time. My wife and I have been together 10 years. I couldn't imagine losing her like that. Comment 5. My best friend married the girl that he met in first-year university. They were each other's firsts, and they were honestly a really good match. Not a perfect match, because they had issues they needed to work through, but they really love each other and care for one another, and they have very similar values, which I think is important. Some people get lucky on the first try. Many don't. I had 3 relationships before meeting my wife. None of them were really bad people like OP's girlfriend. In fact, I remained friends with my first girlfriend throughout university. But they just weren't the right fit. I guess one thing I'm thankful for is that I knew when a relationship wasn't working and, as shitty as it felt, I would end it rather than stringing it along for years. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.